NBA trade season is upon us and fake trades are flying. Some of them are really, really bad. Even the ones that we're seeing from the professionals. Today, we're taking a look at some of the dumbest NBA trades that we've seen, courtesy of Bleacher Report, who just published this absolutely insane article. I'm Trevor Lane. This is the Basketball Bulletin, joined by Donnie Freeman. Donnie, I love this time of year, man.
Yeah, everyone's trying to get in on the trade buzz. So, yep, we got to talk about it.
Well, let's get into this. So let's just look through some of these trades. Some of this, you wonder, are they just trying to make math work, or what are they doing? Everybody in the comment section, let us know what you think about these trades and if you agree with any of them. Some of these are pretty tame. I mean, you've got the Atlanta Hawks giving up Kobe Buffkin. I like Kobe Buffkin, but I know he hasn't had a lot of opportunity in Atlanta. But you've got the Hawks giving up second-round draft capital, a couple players to get Colin Sexton. Fine, no issues there. The Boston Celtics, Jaden Springer for Javonte Green. Fine. What,
is that really a needle mover?
No, not. I don't think these have to be. This and the premise of this is trades each team should propose. Here you've got the Brooklyn Nets asking for Aaron Nesmith, Jarris Walker, Isaiah Jackson, and 2 seconds to land Cam Johnson. I love Cam Johnson as a Pacers target. That is a lot to give up, but no first-round draft capital coming back to Brooklyn. I don't know how much they would be in on that.
Yeah, I think you'd be betting a lot on trying to develop those guys. But, yeah, I don't think they'd want that, really. I think with this, they're just, matching salaries. But even then, I think Indiana's getting better with this, but they're giving up a lot of depth.
Yeah. They're giving up a lot of depth there. And again, Nesmith, he can be an important player for them
better?
too.
Do they actually get better here? Because Nesmith is huge for them.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the tough part. I don't know that they actually get better here with that. Now Nesmith has been out with an ankle injury, but he's a big part of what they can do when he is healthy. The Hornets giving up Miles Bridges, and you get Isaiah Stewart and Tim Hardaway Jr. Well, you've already got Mark Williams. You've already got Nick Richards, who a lot of teams are after Nick Richards. And so now you're swapping Miles Bridges out. At this point, you're finally trading Miles Bridges, and you're getting a second-round pick, and then Isaiah Stewart is probably going to be his best out of 5, and you're already pretty set there. I don't know if that makes a lot of sense either.
You could have a nice, 3-man core there, 3-big-man core there. But, yeah, and I also don't know the Tim Hardaway piece of this. It doesn't really make sense to me. Yeah, but unless they're trying to get off of Miles, then I don't really see it.
This is just insane. This one is insane. The Bulls should offer this. Kyle Anderson, Gary Payton II, and Kevon Looney for Vucevic.
I think Golden State takes this.
Yeah, I would think Golden State, and I like Kyle Anderson slow-mo.
Yeah, I like Gary when he's out there. He's just not always healthy, and Kevon's been good for them in the past, but I think they take this. But it's weird. Bulls are the ones asking for this package.
No, because why wouldn't they? And in this situation, of course the Warriors would be willing to throw in some second-round draft capital. The Bulls should at least get some second-round picks for a 20-10 guy like Vucevic. Kyle Anderson, again, is the primary value here, but and then you've got some expiring salary with Peyton II and Kevon Looney, but the Bulls should be getting more than just expiring money and Kyle Anderson for you should get some actual draft capital coming back. I can't see the Bulls actually offering that. The Cavs going after Nick Richards and giving up Dean Wade, who's been starting for them.
Another center?
No, why would they do this? This makes if any team should just have no trade listed here, it's the Cavs. They don't need to trade anybody. They've been great. What are we doing?
Yeah, some of these are going to just kind of be making a trade for the sake of making a trade, to be fair. But sure. And if you really want to say they could use more front court depth, you can kind of say that, because while they do play the 2 big man thing, they're kind of thin behind them.
Sure.
So getting another one in that they could rely on, that's not necessarily the worst thing. But the Cavs don't need to make any deals right now. They're, as things are, they're just running away with it. So,
Donnie, this one may be the worst. This is absolutely insane.
I clicked away.
The Mavs go get Jimmy Butler, but they give up PJ Washington, Najee Marshall, Daniel Gafford, Maxi Kleba, and 2 unprotected firsts. Well, Pat Riley is 107 years old, and he would do a backflip if this trade was delivered to him. They would call this into the league so fast. There is no chance Dallas would ever offer this much for Jimmy Butler right now.
Yeah, and again, the crazy thing about this is that it's Dallas saying, "Hey, we want Jimmy. Here, take everything we have." Like, there's no way that I would be surprised if, matching salary aside, Jimmy went for half of this. Like, in terms of like the protections, and that's two unprotected picks. There's no chance Jimmy's going for two unprotected picks.
Right?
Like, not even one. Like,
plus, those are real players with PJ Washington, Najee Marshall, and Danny Gafford, Maxi Kleba as well. Like, you're giving up a ton of depth plus unprotected picks for the right to pay Jimmy Butler in his next contract. My God.
Do they think this is Jimmy 5 years ago or something? I don't.
They must. I mean, look, Dallas fans, get at us in the comment section. Let us know what you think. I think that is the worst one. I think that may be the worst one we've seen here. This one also, this makes no sense for Denver. Why Jonas Valanciunas? Is DeAndre Jordan better than Jonas Valanciunas or worse than Jonas Valanciunas right now? I don't know. It's close enough, though, to where I'm not downgrading Michael Porter Jr. to Kyle Kuzma.
No, I don't know that it's close, but yeah, I wouldn't do that.
I would not do that. I mean, look, I'm not a huge fan of DeAndre Jordan or anything like that, and Jonas Valanciunas has his usefulness for sure, but I wouldn't be swapping that out. There's no way.
This is the typical Denver over the last couple of years, like, salary cut move is what this would be. I wouldn't do it.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Then I actually, you know what? I actually like this. I like the Detroit Pistons going after Brandon Ingram. Yeah. Isaiah Stewart, Tim Hardaway Jr., and a second-round pick. Bravo. I would do this if I'm Detroit. Would you do this if you're the Pels? You're getting Isaiah Stewart, an expiring contract, and Tim Hardaway, and a second-round pick.
Sure, why not? With BI, similarly to Jimmy, I don't know that you're getting anything more than this, so I'd take it.
Yeah, I think the question is, could you do better than this in a sign and trade with Brandon Ingram over the summer? And I don't know that you could.
Think about. I don't really know, man. Like, it's tricky. Maybe you may be able to get like a protected first if you did a sign and trade. Maybe something that's not even like a real first, like it just conveys as a second because it's so protected. I like Stewart going there. They could use another. I mean, we know they could use bigs, so that's a good piece for them.
Donnie, here's the Warriors. Oh boy. Jonathan Kuminga, Andrew Wiggins, Buddy Hield, Gary Payton II, and a protected first-round pick for LeBron James.
Unprotected. Ooh.
Top five. I think that's a typo.
That's unprotected. Yeah.
But Jonathan Kuminga, Andrew Wiggins. I could see why the Warriors would make this offer. The only way the Lakers would do this is if LeBron went to the Lakers and said, "Please trade me."
Yeah. Well, that's the only way they trade LeBron in the first place. They're not good at, I mean, aside from his no trade clause, they just simply wouldn't trade him regardless, because of who he is, right? So yeah, but this, I mean, I kind of like it. For
who?
For the Warriors. You get LeBron, who, obviously he's not a spring chicken anymore, but he fits that timeline that they're on. And, he kind of goes through his fits where, he needs a little bit of rest here or there, but, you get him and Steph in a playoff matchup. I mean, that's going to be tough.
I mean, this is essentially the package that they don't want to give up for Jimmy Butler. But would they do it for LeBron? I would have to assume the answer is yes.
I'd have to imagine that they'd do it for LeBron.
Yeah, we'll agree with that. All right. The Houston Rockets going after De'Aaron Fox. I don't mind that idea at all. Reed Shepherd, Cam Whitmore, a couple of first-round picks. The good thing is they've got plenty of draft capital coming to give up here. I actually don't hate this for Houston. If I'm the Kings, though, yeah, I mean, 2 future first-round picks, especially that 20. It would all come down to the 2027 unprotected Suns pick. How are you a believer in the Suns a couple of years from now? And if you think they're going to be terrible, then maybe this makes some sense. But again, it would take De'Aaron Fox saying, "I'm not staying in Sacramento."
That's like, KD's a baller, and I expect him to still be balling at that point. But that's like year 20 KD Suns. I don't know what to expect for that team that far out. Like, this team could look very different next year. I don't know. This is one of the things we talked about with De'Aaron, where when we were talking about his trades, we talked about how he could fit in a lot of teams, but the point guard market is very saturated. There's a lot of great point guards, but he could be traded somewhere where they would get an upgrade. And I like Fred, but I think he'd be a pretty clear upgrade. And for Sacramento, I like them getting Reed and Cam back, and they'd be able to stay competitive by adding Fred. And I think they would still be really good. So I think I can understand why they would do this, but it's another one where you don't do it unless you're asked to do it.
Yeah, I really don't hate that one. Here we go. Here we go, Donnie.
Oh,
We've got Miles Turner to the Lakers. And this is saying the Pacers should offer this. Rui Hachimura, Jackson Hayes, Cam Reddish, and a top 5 protected first for Miles Turner. Call it in. Call it in. Let's get this done.
Why would they do this?
Well, I think the rationale is if they don't feel like they can sign Turner this summer as a free agent, he's going to hit free agency. That would have to be the scenario here.
Yeah. They don't typically, from what I saw anyway, I could be wrong on this. Pacers fans don't, correct me. I don't think they typically want to go deep into luxury tax or anything like that. They've already got like 2 max guys on their books. So I think there's very real concerns with that with Turner, but I'd have to imagine they could get a better deal than this. But this puts a lot of weight on the 29 first, which is great. But I think they want to try to push now. I think their timeline is probably sooner than 29, in my opinion, where they would be getting a new rookie in. So I think I laughed at it initially just looking at the package because I don't understand why Indiana would do it. Yeah. But I mean, if you put a lot of weight on that pick, which we talked about year 20 KD, LeBron won't be here in 29. I think that's fair to say. I don't know if AD would be in LA in 29.
Probably not.
So that's going to be a good pick. It's top 5 protected, but it's still going to be a really good pick.
And remember, Miles Turner needs a new contract. So there's that too. But still. Yeah. If that's available, I'm doing that in a heartbeat if I'm the Lakers. I'm doing that so fast.
You do that easy.
I'll tell you this. I hate this trade. I hate this next one here. Brandon Ingram to the Clippers, while taking away a big part of what has made the Clippers successful in Derrick Jones Jr. and Terrence Mann. They've been great this year because they've been so good defensively. I don't mind moving PJ Tucker, but you're ripping out the heart of what's made the Clippers so good by taking away their defense, in my opinion. Brandon Ingram's a really good player, and he's definitely a talent upgrade, but do you want to part with Terrence Mann and Derrick Jones Jr. and that defensive identity that you've developed so that you can put in another guy who needs the basketball? The value, I think, is fine. I just don't like the fit.
I don't mind the fit so much because I think they do need more offensive firepower. Like we talked about with them previously, I think they can sacrifice some of the defense. They've got like a top 3 defense right now, top 5. So they're in that area, but they're towards the bottom in offense, and they clearly want to stay competitive. Kawhi will inject some offense there, but I think they could really use another guy, especially if James is having a game where he just doesn't have it or whatever. And especially because you can't fully depend on Kawhi yet. I think BI is one of the best guys that you can get on the market right now that you can put the ball in his hands. And you still have other pieces that are good for you, like Chris Dunn and some other guys that they have. But I do like the way they reconstructed the roster.
I don't know if I like this so much for the Pelicans either, just because of they already have such great depth on the wing, and you're bringing back Derrick Jones Jr. I'd like to see them but let's face it, the Pelicans are definitely going to be moving pieces around after this if they were to do a move like this. Oh no! Look at this, Donnie. The Lakers getting LaMelo Ball. We are well into fantasy land here.
Ooh-wee.
And the Lakers going just about all in here. Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, Max Christie. A first-round pick, 2 first-round picks unprotected, 2 second-round picks for LaMelo Ball.
That's their best package, period. That doesn't include LeBron or AD. They don't have anything else.
This is it, except for Dalton Knecht. They're going all in here.
That's everything, aside from Dalton. That's crazy.
Would you do it?
Oh, man. It's so hard to consolidate great pieces. I don't want to say great, but I'm pretty high on Reeves, and I think Max has great potential. Yeah, not to be anything like crazy, but he's got good potential. It's hard to consolidate like all that depth into one player. But LaMelo is awesome, man. Like I might. Here's my only.
I think I might consider because he would be your next star. I think I might just do it. But here's the problem: that you're starting 5. Dalton Knecht, Dorian Finney-Smith, LaMelo Ball, James, and Davis. Is that a championship team? Not with Dalton Knecht start. I think you get crushed defensively with him in that starting five with LaMelo.
I may actually want to put Dalton in instead of Max if possible.
Oh, I kind of like that.
I
think value-wise, you're actually adding more value. Could you put in Dalton and remove a second?
You might be able to do that. That's what I was going to say. And I think Max would fit better if possible there. I'm higher on Dalton than I am Max, but at the end of the day, Dalton's like 3 years older. So and Max, I think, is going to have a good role as a 3-and-D guy in this league for a long time. So I think he fits perfectly in that grouping. But yeah, that's a lot of depth that you're giving up. Fans are pretty low on Hachimura. Austin, depends who you talk to, but that's a lot of depth.
That's a lot of depth. But I guess the more important thing, would the Hornets ever do this?
I mean, those are going to be some good picks.
Well, yeah.
But they don't have any reason to do this though, because they're not trying to they're trying to build around LaMelo. You don't trade LaMelo in that case.
Right. Agreed.
But those are going to be some great. Well, maybe because LaMelo would at least still be here, and the Lakers try to have another star by then. So
yeah. The Memphis Grizzlies going for Bruce Brown and Davion Mitchell, giving up Luke Kennard, Brandon Clark, John Conchar, and a second-round pick. Yeah, I mean, I would do that if I'm the Grizz.
Sure. I'd prefer to send out Smart somewhere in this, but yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good call.
I think he gets pretty redundant with these guys you're bringing in.
That's true. Very true. So you'd have to make another move there. And then from the Raptors side, at least you're getting second-round draft capital. You're getting some expiring salary as well, some non-expiring salary, but you're getting some. They picked up the option on Bruce Brown's contract for this year specifically to trade him. Here they are trading him and at least getting something in return. So this one to me, Donnie, is kind of like a, well, sure, why not type move.
It's almost another one of those just to make a deal type deals, because I don't know that you need more guard depth on that team, really.
Right.
So.
All right, here it is. Jimmy Butler going to the Warriors, Jonathan Kuminga, Andrew Wiggins, Kyle Anderson, Gary Payton II. This is coming from Miami's perspective. Yeah, this is it, right? This is the trade that the Miami Heat, I think, would prefer to get for Jimmy, unless, of course, that absurd Dallas trade is real. This is what the Miami Heat would prefer to get for Jimmy Butler. And if I am the Heat and the Warriors call with this offer, I am taking it.
See, looking at it, I knew this was the deal, but looking at it laid out on paper to me, it's like, this is an easy yes. If I'm Miami, it's an easy yes.
And I see why the Warriors would hesitate, because you're giving up both Wiggins and Kuminga and replacing him with Jimmy Butler, who's the better player, but still you're giving up both those guys plus Kyle Anderson as well. Maybe you could switch it up a little bit to put in like Kevon Looney or something instead of Anderson. I don't know, but I think this is it. This, so far out of all the trades we've seen, this is, I think, the most likely to actually happen by the trade deadline.
Yeah, I just it's the same thing that we've talked about before with Jimmy. I think that the Warriors have a higher ceiling. I worry that they'd struggle to make it out of the West. Just group the seeding part, right? I don't know how things would get when you're giving up all those players. But Kuminga has been really up and down for them for a while now, has had his role jerked around. Wiggins, last time I checked, was having a pretty good year for them. So
he is. Yep.
I don't know. But Jimmy, if he's out there and playing for you, you should be much better in theory. So
if you have a happy Jimmy Butler, which is
he going to extend him in Warriors?
I think so. I think they would have to. You don't trade all that stuff if you're not going to keep him. What about this one? Jeremy Grant. The Blazers get their first-round pick, a 2031 first-round pick, unprotected for Jeremy Grant, coming from the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis probably gone by then.
That's going to be a good pick.
God, I don't think I'd do this if I'm Milwaukee.
That's going to be a good pick. Milwaukee is their team is not even going to be close to what it is right now. That's going to be a good pick.
I think if I'm Portland, I take this in a second. If I'm Milwaukee, I'm at least trying to put protections on that pick if I'm doing this.
Yeah, and what's the deal with Middleton? Just because he's been dealing with so many injury issues,
injuries and age, he's getting up there. Not that
they're about the same age, ain't they? Both 30, 31 in that area, 29, 30.
Yeah, the Middleton is 33, and then Jeremy Grant, I believe, is 30. So, so there's a few years gap between them, but still, I think I would need some protections on that if I'm. This is a bit of a desperation trade, I think, if I'm Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And I'd want at least some protections on that pick.
That's going to be a good pick, I think. Like, I'm not.
I think so too.
I wouldn't be surprised if Giannis was still around, but I'm not like positive.
If this deal happened, this would be that trade where, what is it? 6 years from now, we'd be talking about the draft and we'd be saying, wait, how the hell does Portland have this pick? Right? Like, and it's going to be some insane lottery pick. And
yeah,
that would be the conversation. This one, the Wolves. I hate this for the Wolves. Trey Jones, Keldon, and I'm a fan of Keldon Johnson and Malachi Branham for Julius Randle. I don't think they need to turn a dollar into 3 quarters essentially here.
No.
Not that Julius Randle is the best player ever. I don't mind at all for the Spurs. I think a Wemby Randle combo is pretty good. I just don't get the point for Minnesota, and it's supposed to be Minnesota offering this trade, so I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't. They've got to find a way to get. They can't take back another 2 guards on this team now. I like the guards they'd be getting back, and I like Keldon, who's a bit of like a swing man or whatever. But I just don't think this makes much sense for Minnesota.
The Pelicans get Jonathan Isaac and Gary Harris plus a 2nd-round pick for CJ McCollum. I don't hate that. I would kind of, especially Jonathan Isaac, I think has something. The Magic have dealt with so many injuries, and Isaac was just great for them last night in that game. But I don't hate this, but I do wonder if the Pels could go for more of like a long-term upside, really maybe more draft capital or something like that if they're trying to trade CJ.
I think they probably would try to, if they're trading CJ, probably also trading BI. I think they're going to try to really go for it next year. So they'd be looking for pieces that can help them right now.
Yeah.
And once again, they're getting back a big, which they need because we talked all off season about how they don't have them.
True.
And I think Isaac would be a really good one for them to get. Harris is just a throw in, of course. And in terms of Orlando, I like
CJ.
I like CJ going there too. Like getting more fire. It's the same Clipper thing. Like they're so good on defense that they can sacrifice a little bit of it just to get better offense. And they're not really giving up much here aside from just Isaac being awesome on both sides, of course, but it's not like they're giving up like Suggs or something like that. That's going to greatly hinder the way that they play defensively on the perimeter or anything.
Right. And I wouldn't give up. So, in this kind of a deal, but this gets them firepower without having to touch their core.
Isaac is awesome. I want to just clarify because I almost undersold him.
The Knicks getting Torrey Craig, Javon Carter, Chris Duarte, and a second. This is another one that feels like you're just doing it to make a trade.
Because,
what are you actually getting better here by trading Mitchell Robinson for this package? I don't think so. And then the Bulls have Vucevic right now. Mm-hmm. I know Mitchell Robinson could be their center of the future, I suppose, but he's dealt with a ton of injuries. This is just kind of a mess for me, Donnie.
Yeah, I think both sides would just not even do this deal.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
That one's crazy. This is it. OKC going all in. Of
course.
Getting Cam Johnson. I think both sides do this.
Top six
the first round pick. You're getting the 76ers first.
Okay.
Which could be right now it would be 8th overall. I would do this if I'm the Nets, and if I'm the Thunder and I think that Cam Johnson is going to push me over the top, I would also do this. I've got tons of draft capital. I don't need to worry about that. Isaiah Joe, losing him hurts, but I think I would do this.
Yeah, you'd probably have to throw in a 2nd round pick too, but I would do it.
Yeah. God, as a fan of a Western Conference team, I hope that doesn't happen. Orlando going after De'Aaron Fox and giving up Cole Anthony, KCP, a 1st-round pick. Or no, 3 1st-round picks. I thought there were only 2 in it. 3 firsts, Cole Anthony and KCP for De'Aaron Fox.
What's a top 5 protected pick this year for Denver? Because that's not landing in the lottery. So.
No, that's going to be like a, I don't know, 20th pick, something like that.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. It's a lot to give up, but you'd get back the best player in the deal.
Yeah, by a decent amount. Cole Anthony's been great. And I think just with the draft capital, maybe the Kings do this.
Yeah. But it's
maybe
they're not trading him unless he wants to get traded.
Exactly. Maybe that just overwhelms them with draft capital. The 76ers getting Santi Aldama for KJ Martin and 2nd-round pick. I mean, this one's kind of like, sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. don't really have a comment on this one.
Yeah, I know. That one's just kind of there. Here we go. Oh no.
Oh
How?
no, we could just move past this. It's
Why? Like this may actually be, the Dallas one might be getting bumped off here. This may be the worst. Why would the Orlando Magic want Bradley Beal? And they're getting a 2030, an unprotected 2031 first, I'm assuming it would be from the Suns. That pick could be really good.
Yeah, but it's not happening.
But I can't imagine like the Magic would want Bradley Beal at his contract with a no trade clause. Like they've got too much good stuff going right now. And they're giving up Cole Anthony, KCP, Gary Harris just to bring in Bradley Beal.
Yeah. Like I genuinely would be surprised if Beal is like ever moved on this deal, at least until it's actually like an expiring deal.
Yeah.
People used to say, "Oh, this contract's untradeable," like Chris Paul or Russell Westbrook, who was able to get traded on that deal. Like I actually think this may legitimately be the most untradeable contract I've seen in a long time. Like it's crazy.
So, it may be. I mean, the no trade clause is certainly a big.
That's
big part
what really makes it untradeable because no trade is there. So.
Oh, what do you think about this? Aaron Wiggins and Isaiah Joe and Ousmane Dieng going out and Jeremy Grant coming in.
He would fit great in OKC. He'd fit pretty good. I like this. Like, giving up Wiggins and Joe, that's a good bit. But I think Grant would be a nice upgrade for them. It's similar to the Cam one, but you're not having to give up a pick as well.
Right.
Which if I'm OKC and both of those deals are on the table, I'm going for Cam because I don't mind giving up the pick.
Yeah, because they've got so many of them.
Yeah, I don't
oh boy. DeMar DeRozan, Kevin Huerter, Trey Lyles, and a first to Miami for Jimmy Butler.
Who proposed this? Sacramento?
Sacramento.
That sounds like a Kings move.
I can't imagine Jimmy Butler would be. If Jimmy Butler is turning down the Grizzlies, he is going to raise hell in Sacramento.
This sounds like an absolute Kings move. They would do this and he would
right?
That's crazy.
I don't want to wish this on the Kings. Oh no.
Like, on paper, I like this a lot. It's just I don't think Jimmy is staying.
No.
But you never know. Maybe he really likes it. And I mean, there's nothing to do in Sacramento, but maybe that's a good thing. As somebody that's lived there for a while, but yeah, maybe he likes it. Maybe he resigns, but I'd be really questioning it.
Yeah, the only is Jimmy would have to tell the Kings, I want to go there. Otherwise, there's no way. Oh no, the Spurs getting De'Aaron Fox, Keldon Johnson, Trey Jones, Malachi Branham, and 3 first-round picks.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
I would do it if I'm the Spurs. Because De'Aaron Fox and Wemby long-term is just such a good combo.
Just do it.
Toronto getting Moses Moody, Kevon Looney, and Gary Payton II, and giving up Jakob Poeltl and Garrett Temple. I guess the value is Moses Moody. You're getting, instead of getting draft capital back for Jakob Poeltl, you're getting Moses Moody. Are you doing that?
Yeah, he could. He probably would benefit from a change of location, maybe more consistent role, which I'm not sure he'd get in Toronto.
Yeah.
But if I'm Golden State, absolutely. They would love Poeltl.
He would be great there. He'd be great. Would you rather have your Golden State? Would you rather have Vucevic or Poeltl?
I think the ceiling is probably higher with Vucevic, but I think just the steady consistency that you'd get from Poeltl might be a swing factor.
The Bulls trading Patrick Williams and Javon Carter to get John Collins. I think I'm a big John Collins fan, but I don't think he's worth $26 million on his contract. I'd rather just keep Patrick Williams.
No, if I'm the Bulls and I'm doing something like this, I'm not making a trade. Like I'm just not. Because I don't think that they need to make a deal like this. That's gonna is that an expiring deal? Because that's the only reason I'd make this trade.
John Collins, no, he's got another year under contract.
Then they don't need to add in, Collins to give them 19 points per game or anything like that. I'm not doing it.
Donnie, out of all these, which one was the worst? What was the worst, the most absurd trade that we saw?
The one, what was it? The Jimmy trade? The one that you were like, oh, that one takes the cake. That's the one.
The Dallas one?
No. The one we just saw like a couple minutes ago.
Oh.
Towards the end of it.
What, the Kings one?
Yeah, maybe it was the Kings one. I'm not sure. But whatever one that was, you guys watched.
Oh, the Suns one with Bradley Beal going to Orlando.
Oh, yeah, the 3-team trade one with Orlando. Yeah, that one for me. Just because, and I'm not a hater, I promise. Just because I don't think that contract is tradable. I would love to be wrong though, but it would be really surprising if I am. So.
It would be great for us if we got to talk about a trade that went down.
That's why I said I would love to be wrong.
Right?
This would be great for our channel. But yeah, I think that one is just so crazy to me.
I mean, Donnie, when I saw, and we could talk about the LaMelo Ball one. I'm sure people will talk about that in the comments. The whole Miles Turner going to the Lakers one. Those ones are pretty crazy. But my jaw literally dropped when I saw the Dallas one, and I went, "Oh my God, Mavs fans have to be losing their minds right now at the thought of giving up all of this to get 35-year-old Jimmy Butler." That one to me is still the worst in my opinion.
Yeah, that's just a lot. You're giving up the players that you just got last year. Cleaver's been really good for them for a while. Like, it's just I don't see it. I don't even know that makes them better though. Like, that's the thing about it is like I don't even like you again. The caveat is playoff Jimmy exists. Like I'll continue to say things like that when you talk about getting a guy like him, or even that like other trades, like for other guys like BI or LeBron, whatever, you could potentially have a higher ceiling, but giving up 3-4 of your pieces that you use consistently in your rotation is a really tough sell. And in this case, they're giving up like almost all their bigs. Like I don't see this happening.
No, I don't either. But everybody, let us know in the comment section which of those trades is the absolute worst. I mean, some insane trades, some ridiculous trades, but let us know which ones were the absolute worst in the comment section, and go check out our latest video taking a look at the best things going on around the NBA right now. Till then, everybody, see ya and stay safe.